Hello, YouTube. Hello, MGTOW. Hello, Red Pill. This is Red Pill in the Wind. Now, ladies, listen up. This is for you. Well, some of you. If you are a woman who has already got a good man, basically makes enough to be a provider, provides for the household, takes care of his kids, spends time with his children, spends time and cherishes time with you, is basically loves spending time with you and your children. And it's one of these men that are basically genuine gentlemen, are nice, kind, polite to you and everybody, and is generally a good example for his children, for actually not just his children, for y'all's children. See, the thing is, like, what people miss is, like, they forget that you both made those children, so it's both of your children, you know. But that's beside the point. Now, if you are one of these ladies who have a good man, good father figure for your household, good example of a good man, keep him, cherish him, do whatever you can to keep him happy. Keep him happy, because where you fail in more than 3 or 4 areas, if you fail in more than 3, 4 areas, any areas that he can't overlook, another woman is willing to swoop by and take him. If you are not loyal, if he is not drained before he leaves the house, and I ain't just talking about just a little bit of lick here and a lick there. No, his eyes better be rolling in the back of his head. His eyes better be rolling in the back of his head when you're done. You might want to keep him from having the energy to even think about cheating. You know, if his eyes ain't rolling in the back of his head, somebody else will. Basically, if he ain't walking funny, if he ain't walking funny, you shoot, somebody else will get them. Because that's the competition you're up against. That is the competition you're up against. Because this next part is what you're up against. This is what you're up against. Now for the next part. Now, ladies, if you are not one of these women that have a decent man and basically have been riding a rooster carousel, basically breaking up homes and really revealing clothing, tattooed and freaking pierced the kingdom come, I'm going to tell you this much. It doesn't matter if you remove those studs from your ears, those gauges from your ears, and let your ear hole heal. It doesn't matter that you let your hair grow and decide to wear a sundress to be a little bit more modest and try to act more feminine. It doesn't matter. Because the men that you are trying to gather, the men that you are trying to pull, the men that you are trying to get, the men that you are trying so hard to lure into with your feminine wiles, they don't have time for you. They don't have time for you. They've already removed themselves from the gene pool. Some of them have removed themselves from the dating market. Now, I know some of you ladies think, oh, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Oh, that's great. We don't want those men. Actually, you do. Because those are the men a lot of those are the men that will hold the door, were at one point the men that would hold the door open for you, give up their seat for you on a bus, allow you to, basically hold the door, let you walk in first. Those are the men that were the gentlemen. Those are the men that were the gentlemen. They are either married or they're either married or they've decided to say, you know what, I give up on dating. They've given up completely on dating, marriage, and love. Some of them decided to put themselves into the ground. Because you decided to ride the rooster carousel. You perfected the art of the tongue swirl on certain appendages, I might add. And you've learned how to fleece men out of everything, out of their whole life. And ladies who are in a marriage with a man that actually loves you, that's what you're up against. These women who are not in your situation, they've had practice. They've had a lot of practice. You had a lot of men. You had better take your man and you had better practice on him and suck and fornicate like your life depended on it. I mean, not saying your life depends on it, but I'm definitely keeping your quality man does. That's for daggone sure. Your life don't depend on it, but you're keeping your quality man who's a good example for your children. That definitely does matter. Because these ladies had a lot of practice, and they're good at it. You better learn how to factory reset your man through his willy, and you better factory reset his brain through his stomach and his genitals. I'm just saying what it is. You ain't gotta like me for what I gotta say. I'm just telling you the game's rough for both men and women. It's more so rough toward men because women choose who they sleep with. Women choose the number of men that they sleep with. Women choose the quality of men that they sleep with. Men only get one choice. One choice. And that's the quality of women, quality and the quantity of women they marry. You get a smorgasbord, we get the scraps. We get what's left over. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You get a smorgasbord of men, and we get what we can. We pretty much are like, to be honest with you, it reminds me of an animal called the hyena. The hyena is an amazing creature. The female has a pseudophallus, and it's painful. A hyena. It's a very matriarchal system. The hyena pack structure. Men get pretty much the scraps of the hunt, because believe it or not, hyenas do hunt. but men get the scraps. Men get the scraps. The male hyenas get the scraps. You know, to be honest with you, this current society kind of reminds me of the hyena hierarchy, where the women are at the top. Now, I'm not saying women are at the top of leadership, but they are darn close. When that happens, well, men everywhere, men across the nation will give up. When it happens and women are at the top, I want you to look at where Germany is, which in societal standards. Denmark, Sweden. Germany has become worldwide. You know, Germany has become, MGTOW and Red Pill has become worldwide. When women become the leader of the pack, men will give up. Men across you'll see a decline in men even trying. Because all women got to do is complain to the leader. Complain to the leader, and that man's life is done. But then again, what do I know? I'm just a raggedy trucker, and soon to be other than honorable discharge guardsman. Hey, but what do I know? This is Red Pill in the Wind, signing off.